Georgetown Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour. It's the 1996 Spring Tour. Welcome to Maplewood Lanes for the Omaha Lancers Open. Hi everyone, I'm Leanne Wagner, and working with me once again is Jan Schmidt. Jan, let's go right to the top of the ladder tonight. The lady in the number 1 position, Tammy Turner, has the opportunity to win back-to-back titles tonight. Has she ever been in that position before?
No, she hasn't, Leila. She's never made a telecast the week after she's won a title. I asked her last night, are you thinking about winning 2 titles in a row? And she said, well, yeah, but I didn't really think I'd ever be in that position.
Well, the lady in the number 2 position has never been in the position before either. She is making her first national television appearance. It's Vicki Steenson.
And I bet she's nervous, but she has a little bit of an advantage qualifying in the number 2 position. Normally you make your first show in number 4 or 5 and have to go through the field. This lady's proven she can strike with the best of them. She averaged .243 for the last 16 games of match play.
Well, it's always great to have the defending champion on the telecast. That lady's in the number 3 spot. It's Wendy McPherson-Papano.
And Wendy's bowling great this year. She won 1 title already. She came out this spring, just missed the first 2 telecasts, finishing 6th. Finds herself in the show defending her title, and I really think she's going to have the crowd support behind her.
Well, the crowd could be supporting one of the next 2 players. Leanne Barrett in the number 4 position has a chance to become the first 2-time titleist in '96.
And Leila, what a comeback year for Leanne Barrett. After not winning in 2 years, she won a title earlier this year, but she was most excited last night about making back-to-back shows again, because she hasn't done that in a couple of years either.
Well, Cheryl Daniels in the number 5 position is still looking for her first title of '96.
And you know, Cheryl has proven she's tough from the number 1 or 2 seeds. You know, she's won 6 of her 9 titles from there, but from the bottom of the ladder, she hasn't won since 1989. However, she feels very lucky in this center. It's her 3rd straight year that she's made the show here.
Well, can Cheryl Daniels turn it around, or will Leanne Barrett start her climb up the ladder? Find out when we come back with the opening match right after these messages. And welcome back to Maplewood Lanes. The ladies shake hands as Leanne Barrett is about to take to lane 25. We are using lanes 25 and lanes 26 here for our TV pair. From Yukon, Oklahoma. And opens up with a perfect strike.
Nice opening shot. I'm sure she's glad to have that out of the way. She was very disappointed in her performance last week in the doubles. She felt she let her partner, Kathy Doran, down, but she was actually relieved to be bowling singles this week. She said, I only have myself to blame and to depend on.
Very sensitive player. Cheryl Daniels up on lane 26 with a perfect opening shot as well.
A lot of strikes this week, Leila. The players averaged very high. However, these 2 players not as high on the TV pairs. Cheryl with 212.5 and Leanne with 218.5.
Did a particular end of the house play a little different than the other end?
Some days. I found the last day it did, but each day was a little bit different.
And you were talking about averages. Average for the whole week for Cheryl Daniels was a little better than 223. 223, you got to carry some of those light hits.
Okay, I said in the open, Cheryl feels very lucky in this center. This is how she made 3 telecasts in a row here. It was also a good shot to begin with, but that 7 didn't look like it was going.
Look at the average this week for Leanne Barrett, 230. Wow, you were right, Jan. High scores, a lot of 300s as well. 5?
Right, 5. We had quite a few 300s this year already.
Coming up a little high, leaves the 4-pin.
Leanne holds the ball very low. She has a 4-step approach. She'll fidget with the ball a little bit in her hand, trying to get a good position. About a waist-high backswing. Look at that knee bend. Way down at the line creates a lot of leverage. How she gets the ball so strong through the heads or the front part of the lane.
Started in the junior ranks out in Fremont, California. Came up to the junior bowling program out there. join the tour? Boy, it doesn't seem possible. 10 years ago, Leanne Barrett's in her 10th year.
Wow.
15 national titles. I remember one of her very first tournaments. I crossed with her. 19 career 300 games. She got much of that head pin.
She wanted to make sure she got that ball right after being a little high in the last frame.
It appears it's pretty warm down there on the lanes, Jan. Was it warm this week?
It was tough this week. The temperature in the bowl wasn't extremely hot, but the humidity was really tough. It's been real humid, a lot of storms all week, and a lot of the players, including myself, had a lot of perspiration problems.
Well, they were talking about tornadoes coming in here. Super shot, ball holds line deep inside.
Cheryl holds the ball waist high, well out in front of her. A 5-step approach, only about shoulder high backswing. Good knee bend. She actually follows through to the left a little bit, but gets a good rotation on the ball.
Jen, you mentioned 5-step approach. In the winter swing, Cheryl went to a 4-step approach.
Cheryl goes back and forth. Many of the players do. I know Jeannie Nacarado goes back and forth a lot. Cheryl's also gone back and forth with ball weights. She had gone down to 15 pounds, and now she's back up to 16.
All right, well, Cheryl Daniels is perfect through 4. From time to time, tonight we'll be going away to commercial with a Mother's Day wish, and sending our first wish is Cheryl Daniels.
Happy Mother's Day to the world's greatest mom.
30 pins up in the 4th frame. Can cut that down to 20 if she could strike here. Oh, ringing 10.
And a really nice shot. Unfortunately, that happens quite often when you're playing a deep inside line like that. 10 pins were tough to carry, and many of the players, even the ones that hooked the ball quite a bit, were leaving some 8-10s this week.
Well, I found it interesting. Leanne told me she used 1 ball for 30 games this week.
She did, and 1 ball for the last 2 games. That's amazing. We went through the players. Some of them used 1 or 2. Some of them used 7 or 8.
Especially in the day and age of switching balls an awful lot and carrying a lot of equipment. Using 1 for 30 games is phenomenal.
Now, I just want to clarify, when we're using 1 ball, that's for strike purposes only. As you just saw, she changed balls to shoot or spare, used a harder surface ball. Plastic ball actually to go across the lane and slide, so she doesn't have to play the hook.
That's almost routine now. All players, I would say at least 95% of players do switch balls for their strikes and spares.
Right,
or
especially even for their left side spares now more and more. Myself, even being a straighter player, I'm changing balls for left side spares. It's just a lot easier.
Cuts down the chance for error. Leanne Barrett having difficulty carrying right now.
Sarah and her husband fell in love watching the sunset, so they made it a point to watch the sunset together every day. Sunsets were their love language, and this was their favorite spot. Our friendly, professional caregivers add joy and meaning to life's everyday moments. Learn how we help seniors live happy and independent lives at home at comfortkeepers.com today.
You've been selected.
You're crazy.
You have a sickness.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Movies channel.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I have never wanted anyone more.
You don't want to go falling in love with a guy like me.
No safety net. I got you.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Her Free Movies channel.
What do you think?
Feel good.
He's covered his tracks.
It does take a special kind of person to do this job.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Action Movies channel.
$10,000.
I'm the one that's trying to hold this family together.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Black Cinema channel.
Bobby Rayburn was San Francisco's brightest star. But to one fan, he meant so much more.
I just stopped caring, man.
Now do you care?
New this month and streaming free. Only on Zumo Play.
First of all, she's actually playing around 25 at the arrows, getting out to about 16. See how it came back about half pocket, 6-pin kind of laid in the channel.
And, of course, the difference between half pocket and ringing, the 6-pin staying in the channel, the 6-pin ringing the 10, and the other version of a 10-pin. So it looks like she is making some adjustments on the lane.
Sure she is, and at this caliber, when it's one game and you're out, you need to make quick adjustments in order to carry the 10 pins. You can't be satisfied with just shooting spares.
Cheryl Daniels, great year last year, finished third behind Tish Johnson and Anne-Marie Dugan in the earnings rankings. Ooh, that ball coming up very high. Disaster has struck.
Cheryl looked a little slow on that shot. Looks okay here. Just looked like she didn't quite get the velocity on the ball. She's been working on changing her hand position so that she can be aggressive through the shot. Takes 2 pins, that's important. You always want to cover the most pins you can.
Well, she keeps her lead, but now it's only to 16 pins.
Now, she had worked with Bobby Holmes back at the Ladies and Legends, and he suggested a different wrist position because she felt like she's had to really not be aggressive, kind of fluff the ball, so she said. But this way, in the last couple of weeks, she feels like she could be more aggressive.
And a much better shot there, and you can see the little smile, nose, like, oh, darn, if I would have just made that good of a shot on lane 26.
Leanne, another player working on hand position. And when you see her trying to moving her hand around at the beginning, she's trying to get set in a comfortable position. She wants to cup her wrist, but she's having trouble with it hurting. So she's actually shifting around, trying to get it relaxed so that she can cup it up without any pain.
One of the disadvantages of being a big hooker, and something that we see Leanne leave quite often, the 2-8-10.
And this is a really tough spare, very rarely picked up. If she had the 4-pin with it, she'd have a better chance at it. There's a good look. See how the ball kind of wraps behind her. See how she hit about 19 at the arrows. The last shot we saw was the other lane, but she had hit about 25 at the arrows, so she missed right considerably on that shot.
It definitely appears awfully hot for these players. Oh, nice conversion of the 2-10. Unfortunately, the 8 was still standing. And look at the scoreboard. Leanne Barrett still now back to trailing by 30. You know, it has got to be difficult to hang on the ball and make good, consistent shots when it is warm.
It is, and you know, as I bowled, I found I couldn't get my hands dry or my fingers dry, and I know under the TV lights they must be having a tremendous problem right now.
Makes it easy to let it go right a lot of times. Drops out of your hands, not get enough lift on the ball. Frame, but she still trails by 30. She'll try to fight her way back. As we come back, we'll bring you the conclusion of match number 1. Don't go away.
I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to my Aunt Kathy, my grandma, and my mom. Happy Mother's Day.
And we're mentioning the heat, but this is what the ladies were doing during break, trying to stay cool. Whatever it takes. This is Cheryl Daniels right now up in the 7th frame. Doubles to increase her lead to 40 pins.
That was a great aggressive shot by Cheryl. Stayed real firm with it, especially after sitting through the break.
Cheryl does a lot of cardio training. Also tries to do a lot of weight training, so she's trying to get back into it more and more. And this has got to help her bowling game.
And that goes along with her wanting to be able, you know, to be physical and aggressive. As she says, that's part of her game. Power is a part of her game.
And, of course, the stronger you are and the better fit you are, the better you can perform. And Cheryl Daniels right now is performing very well, as she has only missed 1 frame here in this game. That was the 5th. Other than that, she has been perfect all the way through.
Talked about Leanne trying to get it in a correct hand position, feel comfortable. Her grandfather, Carvin Geckler, worked with her on that because she went to him because she said he knew what she did and how she bowled when she was bowling so well when she first came out here on tour, and she thought he might have some suggestions.
And we're seeing a variety of things from Leanne tonight.
Ooh, and you just saw the 2-8-10 on this lane. She came light, she made the adjustment, and now came high. She's going to try to get this in. Leanne could have a good chance at making it. She needs to get the ball to the right of the 3 pin. The ball will take out the 3 and the 6. The 3 will go across and take out the 4 and the 7.
Jan, I find it interesting Leanne would seek out advice from her grandfather when you know these players have so many coaches available to them, and she goes to her grandfather. The one I asked her about that, she said, well, he knew what I did when I was bowling good, and I thought that was great.
Exactly, because if you go to someone new, they're going to basically try to change your game. She just wanted to get back to what she was at.
And she said, I used to be good. I want to bowl like that again. Well, disaster has struck her tonight, but she'll be bounced back. I'm sure we'll see her either next week or sometime on the summer tour. And Leanne strikes in the 9th.
And really, she's had no problem on the left lane. She just didn't carry the one time. It's the right lane that she's been struggling with.
Daniels continues her string. Now she's up to 4. And I spoke at the summer tour. These are the 3 stops the ladies will be at.
Greater Little Rock Classic, Little Rock, Arkansas. Join us July 14th through the 18th.
And if you can't make it there, head to Charleston for the Greater Charleston Open in Goose Creek, South Carolina.
And then the Old Dominion Open, July 28th through August 1st in Newport News, Virginia.
And you'll want to check your local listings for the air dates here on Prime. Shell Daniels right now in a 240 range. One more puts her up into the 250s. She will advance. Leanne Barrett takes home 5th place. A check for $2,800. Disappointed, I know, when she's worked so hard all week. Bowled great, 230 plus average to get there. And it all goes away in one game.
But like I said, she did tell me that if she finished 5th, she would still be happy because she was just really happy to. She's looking for a more consistent level, and to make 2 shows in a row, she was real happy with that.
Well, she has been much more consistent this year. She's already up in the higher rankings, 7th in earnings for the year.
Those tournaments in the summer, if any of you are out there, please come join us. There'll be pro-ams held at the beginning of each tournament. And we love bowling with you. Come on out.
Michelle Daniels ends up with a 265. I had miscalculated as I was looking quickly at the scoreboard. 265. All strikes but 1 frame. 5th frame when she threw that split. 6, 7, 10. Great game.
And a good shot for Leanne now on the right lane. Unfortunately, still that 10 pin standing there.
Now finishing up match number 1. Oh, solid 9. Just to put the icing on the cake. Thank you very much. Final score, 265. Leanne Barrett, 170. We'll be back as Cheryl Daniels advances to take on Wendy McPherson after these messages.
You've been selected.
You're crazy.
You have a sickness.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Movies channel.
What do you think?
Feel good.
He's covered his tracks.
It does take a special kind of person to do this job.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Action Movies channel.
$10,000.
I'm the one that's trying to hold this family together.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Black Cinema channel.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I I have never wanted anyone more.
You don't want to go falling in love with a guy like me.
No safety net. I got you.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Her Free Movies channel.
Bobby Rayburn was San Francisco's brightest star. But to one fan, he meant so much more.
I just stopped caring, man.
Now do you care?
New this month and streaming free. Only on Zumo Play.
It's about to get hot in here.
Celebrate Black creators, stories, and talent with a curated collection of movies, TV shows, and channels on Zumo Play. Laugh out loud with your favorite comedies. Get swept up in powerful stories.
I love your daughter.
Connect with unforgettable characters.
You know, this job can be hazardous to your health.
And honor visionary Black creators that shape generations. Black voices, Black stories. Now streaming free on Zumo Play.
And we're back at Maplewood Lanes here in Omaha, Nebraska, and we're in match number 2 of the Omaha Lancers Open. Cheryl Daniels is going to start this match. And from time to time, you'll hear me refer to Wendy McPherson Papanos as Wendy McPherson, but on TV she uses Wendy Papanos. I just want to clarify that right now. And meanwhile, we look at a lane breakdown for Cheryl Daniels.
Cheryl perfect on lane 25. Still perfect.
And if you added those up, 7 plus 4 meant 11. And yes, she threw 11 strikes in the opening match. Shot a beautiful 265. One hole, one big donut right in the 5th frame. Left the 6, 7, 10. So Wendy Papanos, husband Nick at home in Henderson, Nevada, will now begin on lane 26. And dices the rack in her opening shot.
And both of these players were on the telecast here last year. However, it's a very different setting. We're not in the arena.
That's right. If people could remember this event last year, we were in the Oxaben.
Right.
Is that how you say it?
Oxaben,
I should learn to say it again. I had to learn it all last year. Ted Baer, the president of the Omaha Lancers, brought us to that stadium. It was a wonderful event, the first time the ladies have ever had a stadium format. And Wendy comes out striking with a double. And we want to thank John Battiato and his sister, Jeannie Belitz, the co-owners here at Maplewood Lanes. They've put on a wonderful event for 3 years in a row now. And we talked about it earlier, lots of high scores, and these two ladies are not giving anything away, are they?
This could be quite a match. We also want to thank Jeannie's nephew, who's Jack Belitz. He and his wife Colleen, chiropractors that came out this week. I know Cheryl Daniels ran in the first night when he showed up, and I told her he was here. She was in desperate need of a chiropractor.
A little high, leaves a 4-pin. Jen, you talk about the chiropractors, and they are out every week, but it's important to realize that bowling is such a one-sided sport for the body, and it really takes a toll on one complete side of your body. And if you don't get adjusted, that could result in some serious injuries.
It definitely could, because you're building one side so much more than the other. And there's a good look at Jack and Colleen. Kathleen, excuse me.
And are both of them chiropractors?
Yes, they are.
Oh, wonderful. Keep the practice in the family. I wonder if he adjusts her and then she adjusts him. Think that might work?
It's a good deal.
It's cheap. All right, Wendy, perfect through 2 frames right now, up in the 3rd. And does it again. One thing interesting, all these 3 players really like to cross sports. And they like to play deep inside.
Yes, they do. They're at at their best and most comfortable when they're in there and they can open up or send the ball right through the front part of the lane. And then we have Vicki Steenson in there, who is not quite as comfortable doing that. It's never been her game. It's something she's working on trying to get toward.
And of course, Tammy Turner, for those of you that have seen her bowl, definitely likes to cross a few boards and hook the ball a little as well. Look at the concentration in Wendy's eyes. A little high, leaves a bucket. A little light, excuse me, leaves a bucket.
That ball was definitely right of target. Didn't really have a chance to get back.
Wendy Papanos has a 7-pin lead, and we have a very heartfelt wish from my partner.
Mom, I'm really proud to have you as a mother, and I know Dad would want me to say it for both.
Yeah. Cheryl Daniels up now in the 4th frame, trailing by 7 pins. See her best finish, second in the Lubbock Open. She lost that title to Leanne Barrett. Oh, look at this. Oh, I could tell by the way those pins were rolling that they both were going to fall. Wonderful. Big smile from Cheryl.
Now, this wasn't the way you'd normally see an 8-10. It'd normally be a weak half pocket. This was almost, it was a really light hit. Look at the head pin off the wall, pushes everything into the 8, and they roll over into the 10.
Well, big shot there, because right now in the 5th frame of Cheryl doubles, she takes the lead by 3. And it looked like she definitely was tighter.
After coming a little light, she came a little tighter on that shot, you're right. Closed, in other words, closed it up, didn't let the ball to the right as much. She's going to change balls here to shoot her left side spare so she can go straight at it. Cheryl hoping to make some money here because she's trying to finance her music project. Currently working on getting an album out. It's going to be called Dreams, and she's hoping it'll be out by the end of this summer.
Well, she had about 85% of it done after the winter swing. Didn't have a lot of time to work on it there between tours, but she should have some time after this swing.
She said during the break when she's home, she spent about 60 hours a week working on her music.
Wow. That's more than a full-time job. It should all pay off, though, if it is. Wouldn't it be great? And Wendy starts her string again now in the 5th frame.
Wendy starts with the ball about chest high, a little lower, 5-step approach, pushes out and down on her 2nd step. Look at that shoulder high backswing. Nice compact approach. Sometimes her feet get going a little bit fast and she gets out of time.
And Wendy up by 7 pins can increase that lead to 17 with a strike in the 6th. Wendy started everything very young, rolled her first 300 game at age 14, and then turned around and became the youngest to win the Triple Crown.
And that was at age 22 when she won her 3rd title of the Triple Crown.
Cheryl Daniels with 9 national titles, trying to make it 10 tonight. Comes up high again, leaves the 4-pin. Jan, the lanes have to be breaking down a little bit. Cheryl's just not adjusting enough.
Right. They're probably starting to hook a little more. She either lost the shot before or tried to make an adjustment when she came light and got a break to carry that 8-10 and didn't want to do it again.
No problem with the fork, and almost shot that from the left side of the lane as
well. Some of the players will do that, move left and throw straight down the lane. The thing that worries me sometimes in doing that is if you are attempting to hook the ball at all, you really don't know what that part of the lane is doing because you haven't been bowling over there.
Well, Cheryl's back on it as she currently trails by 17 pin. We'll be back, but first, an LPBT PR Director, Angel Tucker, with a Mother's Day wish.
Happy Mother's Day to Barb Wilson, my adopted mom.
Every relationship is a story.
You asked me out, and I said yes.
I've never felt so connected to anyone before.
Adam wanted me to give you this.
Charlotte.
Hi.
Let's go on a trip.
Okay, where are we going?
You are my perfect right now.
You're crazy.
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
Some people think they can push you around, but it's only true if you let it be.
I don't want you to get hurt.
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
Bobby Rayburn was San Francisco's brightest star. But to one fan, he meant so much more.
I just stopped caring, man.
Now do you care?
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
And a look at the beautiful trophy that will be awarded to the champion here at Maplewood Lanes is the champion of the Omaha Lancers Open. And Wendy Papanos right now trying to earn the right to advance. She is almost perfect tonight. She is missed in the fourth frame. Currently leads by 18 pins. Make that 28.
She's bowling well. I mentioned her timing problem. She did say also sometimes she tends to carry the ball a little bit too long, and then the ball's there late. She's worked on that, and she just said it comes and goes. She tries to go back to her fundamentals. She said she felt real consistent that last day of match play, and that's what got her into the show.
The 1986 Ebonite LPBT Rookie of the Year. That was her very first year on tour. Now, 10 years on the national tour. And a nice round of applause. You mentioned during the opening about the crowd support. It's obvious the crowd's supporting her.
It is. You know, I talked about last night with her that she had played to the crowd last year and really got them behind her. And I asked her if she was going to do that again. She said, well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. But they seem to be behind her already.
And that, of course, was in the Oxarben Coliseum. Uh-oh. Ooh. Whoa. She had me on the edge of the seat on that spare conversion. Yeah, and a few other fans, too, as I can hear them behind us. Oohs and ahs. Well, right now, Cheryl can still shoot 248. She can force Wendy to double. The one she needed to get it started. That was the lane she was having a problem on.
See, she's at about 19 at the arrows, getting right, maybe about 16th board, just coming back. She's starting to get into this.
The 10 pin is going to stop.
her. A little bit of a weak 10. She just needs to convert this. There's a couple frames left.
And right now, Cheryl can shoot 227 if she goes off the sheet, but I'd have to say Wendy's got that beat.
Well, Wendy's going to need to stay clean. She's going to need a mark in each. A mark in the 9th and a mark in the 10th. You can see Wendy has an arm brace on. You might see that she steps up. She had surgery last year, missed part of the year last year. There's a good look at it, the elbow. She's having trouble now also. Again, there's scar tissue developed, and they say she needs another surgery, but right now she's going to try to keep bowling because she's bowling so well. She said she really doesn't want to take off, and she can't afford to lose the points because of our top 12 being seeded. So she's just going to try to keep going and see what happens.
She missed the whole winter swing last year, and I know this winter Wendy's goal was to get back into the position where she did not have to qualify, where she would become an exempt player, and she did that. She bowled so well in the winter this year. And no problem with the spare. That has to be a hard road back. Fortunately, I've never had to go through the surgery of any sort like that. But boy, a lot of these ladies out here I know are suffering from a lot of injuries. We've had Kathy Dorn, Robin Romeo, and Wendy all have gone through some serious surgery on their arms or hands.
Now, she said Robin had basically the same surgery and is doing fine so far. So
Wendy needs a mark to win. There's no better way to get a mark than do it all in one ball. Cheryl Daniels, finishing 4th, will take home a check this week for $3,200. Good game by Cheryl, too. Boy, 3 4-pins out of the first 6 frames. Then she threw 2 more strikes, another 4-pin. She's in the pocket the whole game.
Right, she threw a great game. Wendy actually needs 5 pins on 2 balls here.
And you know, that pin has jumped up at her a couple of different times. Not tonight, fortunately.
Nice 233 game by Wendy Papanos. Well, Cheryl made a big run just to get here, and I think she's happy about that. She went from 7th to 5th in the position round. In fact, was never in the top 5 till after the 32nd game of match play. So she felt real fortunate just to make it into the show.
Well, she struggled. I won't say she struggled in 96, but she has been playing with a lot of things back and forth. She did finish 2nd. That could have gone her way, maybe in Lubbock, but she's been close.
And Cheryl shot that big game in the first match. Really, she shot just as well this game, just didn't carry. Left a lot of 4 pins, 3 of them. Actually 4. Actually, every leave has been 4 pins.
Wendy Papanos ends up shooting 233. Cheryl Daniels, as soon as she finishes this shot, will give you her final score. And Cheryl closes out with 227, but it's not enough. Wendy Papanos, the defending champion, will advance now to take on Vicki Stingson. That match coming up after these messages. You're along with Jan Schmidt, and we are in match number 3 of the Omaha Lancers Open. Wendy Papanos. Lane breakdown for her as she just defeated Cheryl Daniels, 233 to 227.
7 strikes, really 3 on one lane, 4 on the other, and spares on the other 3 shots. She's lined up on both lanes, just a couple of errant shots.
Playing that deep inside line. Whoa, nice work from the 6-pin.
It's Wendy's first shot of the match here. See how that ball's still spinning, just finishing. 6-pin tapping off the wall. We like to call that the love tap.
Wendy loves it. Meanwhile, Vicki Steenson comes up high in her opening shot on national television. On lane 26.
I'm sure she's very nervous. She is the one who got the choice. She had Wendy start, which would mean Wendy's going to have to hold the 10th frame last. Vicki wanted to take all the pressure off herself that she could.
From Clinton, Iowa. This is her 5th year on the national tour. Vicki has 2 regional titles. Pulled a lot in the Midwest region. Matter of fact, she was the LPBT Midwest region competition points leader, so she pulled very well in the regional program. See their average this week, 229.
Great average. You know, we talked to her last night about her getting up there and what she was going to be thinking tonight, and she just, you know, I know I can do this. Just take your first step, just get everything going.
And goes Brooklyn, leads a 5-pin. Actually, Vicki lost to Wendy, 223 to 192 in match play, but Wendy was the only one of tonight's 5 finalists to beat Vicki. And I don't know if Vicki has enough experience to think about that or sort of forget about it.
Yeah, I don't know tonight. I think right now she's just trying to get through television.
And there's Judy Boda, Vicki Steenson's mother.
You're crazy.
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
My name is James Jackson Dial. I was trained in target elimination. It's gonna be chaotic real quick.
Go, go, go.
Now streaming on the free movies page, only on Zumo Play.
3-4 million at least. You know what we could do with that kind of money?
We're not gonna rob the money train.
Why not?
Because we're cops.
Can't stop this thing even if we wanted to.
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
Every relationship is a story.
You asked me out, and I said yes.
I've never felt so connected to anyone before.
Adam wanted me to give you this.
Charlotte,
Hi.
let's go on a trip.
Okay, where are we going?
You are my perfect right now.
I know Vicki shot a 300 this week. Match play record for Wendy. 18 wins, 13 losses, and a tie in there. She is not going to let up as she opens up with 2 strikes.
She's going to put that pressure on Vicki right from the beginning.
Someday, Wendy would like to be inducted into the National Bowling Hall of Fame, and I know that's going to come. That's just as soon as she gets the amount of years, and it takes 15 years of bowling the Nationals, WIBC Nationals. This year it's held in Buffalo, New York. I know we are heading there next week for the WIBC Queens event, as well as the Nationals, where all these ladies will be bowling in the singles, doubles, and team competition. Big break for Wendy.
Fortunate to get that 6-pin out of there. Ball was left to target. She's looking at the lane now. I think she may feel they're breaking down a little bit, starting to hook a little sooner. Wendy actually gets quite a bit of side rotation, spin on her ball, which helps the ball get down the lane better as they start to break down.
As opposed to that heavy forward roll.
Exactly. Vicki was one of the finalists. There you see, won this week, won last week. 300 games, bowling really well. She was one who said she had extreme amount of trouble holding on to the ball this week.
Oh, beautiful shot. There it is. And actually, Judy Voda, Vicki's mom, had a little story to tell about the day Vicki came home from the hospital.
I'd like to say how proud I am tonight to be here at the bowling alley, Maplewood, to watch Vicki bowl her first try in the finals of the pro tournament. The first day that I took Vicki home from the hospital, we took her right to the bowling alley where her grandparents owned the bowling alley. So she was raised at the bowling alley and spent most of her life there. Again, I'm really thrilled to be here tonight to watch her. Very, very proud of her, and I'm going to be right there cheering for her all the way.
And big cheers there as Vicki just threw a double, got over those first 2 frame jitters, and starts throwing strikes. However, Wendy is leading right now by 9. Still early.
That was a really nice shot by Wendy. Got the ball into a nice roll.
Well, things are turning around. Wendy's not going to be able just to sit back and relax. Vicki has got over those first 2 frames.
Well, you know, when you do something as much, you know, when you're professional at a sport, and it's Vicki's 3rd year out here, the TV made her very nervous, but at some point it kicks in that you're just, this is what I do, and you just start to do it.
Let that subconscious take over. So many of these players go through a lot of sports psychology. Increases her lead to 19. So Vicki was destined. Let's see, first day home from the hospital, goes right to the bowling center. I tell you, she didn't have a chance to be anything else but a professional bowler. Especially her grandparents owned the bowling center. So she definitely came to the past bowling family. 3 in a row, and Cindy Garvey and Diane Vance, Vicki's 2 sisters, and apparently both of them bowl as well. Look at everybody back there slapping 5s.
The whole family bowls, and she was really sorry that her dad, that Bob, her father, could not be here.
And I believe that's her coach, sitting next to the sisters, Denny
Torgerson. Right, he bowls on the senior PBA.
Oh, great coach to have. Look down at her foot, Jan.
It looked like she stuck a little. She actually hopped up there at the line, tugged the ball a little bit to the left.
It almost held line, but just came up a little high.
They're right at that oil line, and they can get the ball to slide a little bit. She's changing balls here to go with the left side spare.
Well, Vicki trails by 11, but she has a very special wish now for her mother.
I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom. She's been out here with me all week. She's been my good luck charm. I love you very much, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
We're back at Maplewood Lanes here in Omaha, Nebraska. We're in match number 3 of the Omaha Lancers Open, and Wendy Papanos right now has an 11-pin lead over Vicki Steenson. I'm Leila Wagner along with Jan Schmidt, and we're bringing you this exciting match tonight. First-timer Vicki Steenson.
Wendy backs up the approach. I believe she's trying to dry her hand, putting her hand in some rosin or powder. Not the type of powder you might think of, but it's a special rosin type to help with gripping the ball.
Vicki making her first television appearance. Wendy making her 40th. And she increases her lead to 21 pins. Interesting, though, Wendy has never won a title from the number 3 position.
And that's in 9 attempts.
Wow. And look at the scoreboard. Vicki just turning it on there in the 3rd frame. Had a few early frame jitters, I think. Get the ball off the hand. It's different bowling. It's quiet. quiet. The camera's out there and all those people are watching, and usually it's just the fact that you just don't want to make a fool of yourself. That's the only thing you can think of, let alone trying to hit your target. That's right.
Yeah, just let me make good shots.
Light leaves the bucket. Now, she did this against Cheryl Daniels last game.
She's motioning. Remember, she stood back after she made her last shot on that lane, looking down, thinking, they're breaking down a little bit. So she might have made a move on purpose on that shot, an adjustment, and wound up coming light.
Currently ranking second on the LPBT earnings list, has had a wonderful year so far this year with 1 title. It fails to take out the 8. Right now, she sort of opens the door a little bit for Vicky, as Vicky right now trails by just 6 pins.
Now we're going to see if Vicky can step up and take charge.
Well, her bowling goal is to win a national title. She's probably had a lot of that experience coming from the regional program, though. She's won 2 titles there. Oh, beautiful shot, though. She performed.
Real nice shot. Yeah, you're exactly. She's won 2 titles out on the regional tour, and she's always a top competitor. And we're going to take a look here how she's talked about her first step. She has to make sure she keeps that step small. She's cut that back, and that seemed to help her in order to get the ball to the right. She's trying to be able to open up the lane a little bit more.
Well, critical error there.
She's just going to go across lane with a ball that's not going to hook. She obviously just missed right of her target where she was trying to aim, and the ball just kept sliding across.
Yeah, it really looked like it got off her hand well.
It did.
It didn't fall off early or anything. And crosses over. Leaves a 5 pin. She'll be able to take a look at this later and say, if I could have just relaxed a little bit more, or maybe if the 4-7, the one shot where she stuck a little in the 6th frame, maybe would have carried it, could have loosened her up a little bit.
Well, I think that took a lot out of her. She got up and made a great aggressive shot following Wendy's open, didn't carry, and then to miss the spare, it obviously shook her up.
Well, it's all in the learning process, and Vicky's an excellent bowler. She's been out here.
$10,000.
I'm the one that's trying to hold this family together.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo free Black Cinema channel.
This is about to get hot in here.
Celebrate Black creators, stories, and talent with a curated collection of movies, TV shows, and channels on Zumo Play. Laugh out loud with your favorite comedies. Get swept up in powerful stories.
I love your daughter.
Connect with unforgettable characters.
This job can be hazardous to your health.
And honor visionary Black creators that shape generations. Black voices, Black stories. Now streaming free on Zumo Play.
Who is this man?
The FBI is withholding the identity of the assassin who fled captivity last night in a daring escape.
America's Most Wanted.
Streaming free all month long, only on Zumo Play.
$10,000.
I'm the one that's trying to hold this family together.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo free Black Cinema channel.
This is about to get hot in here.
Celebrate Black creators, stories, and talent with a curated collection of movies, TV shows, and channels on Zumo Play. Laugh out loud with your favorite comedies. Get swept up in powerful stories.
I love your daughter.
Connect with unforgettable characters.
This job can be hazardous to your health.
And honor visionary Black creators that shape generations. Black voices, Black stories. Now streaming free on Zumo Play.
Now, last year she was 26th in merit points, and we do take the top 24, so she's right there, real close. This year she'll probably get right in there.
And I was talking about her regional experience, and she did tell us last night that number one in regionals, it's a house condition, and she's more familiar with that condition, so that helped her. But also it's the competitiveness and the ability level that's on the regional tour. She feels like she's one of the top players, where when she comes out here, she's just one of everyone else, you know, and she's one of the newer people out here. So it does change her confidence level.
And of course, if you're bowling with a lot of confidence, then you usually perform better. A prime candidate for sports psychology. Build up that self-esteem and self-confidence. Wendy Papano strikes in the 8th frame. Has a 17-pin lead over this lady right here, Vicki Steenson, who's making her first national television appearance. Wendy fails to carry the 4-pin.
And she feels like right now, I'll bet she doesn't have an in-between. She either has the ball finish a little too hard, or she doesn't quite get it back on that left-hand lane.
Missed that one time, we thought, but no doubt that time.
Okay, Vicki could actually, if Vicki could strike out in the 9th and 10th, she could shoot 215. It would force Wendy to get up and throw a double.
And a good average on this pair of lanes, 224. Oh, look at that. Trips the 4 and the 10. That could be the break that she needs.
That was a big break. I think that ball finished a little harder than she expected. It looked like a great shot, and then just jumped at the last second.
And there's a look at the scoreboard, as you called it, Jan. Vicki strikes out. She shoots 215. Wendy Papanos would have to double to get into the 220 pace. That's a determined look. Gave it the room, trusted it.
On that, the left lane, if she gets it left, it doesn't hold, it hooks. We saw her go Brooklyn, we saw Wendy hooking a little bit if she gets it left. When they get it right, it doesn't quite make it back, but it got back just enough. She's going to have to trust it again. This is the position you want to be in. Let me throw the strikes, sit down, and force Wendy to do it.
And Vicki has trailed this whole game. With this strike right here, she can take the lead. Whoa, that was an excellent shot, too. Whoa.
Nice shot. Good lift on that ball.
Well, she still forces Wendy to mark. Ball hit the oil first up, but even though she missed that, she finishes out with a 203. Right now, Wendy will have to mark. Was slow to go.
She's still watching to see if it's going to spin around and hit the 4, but ooh, I think right now she's happy that the 9 got out of there, and she's going to have to shoot at the 4-pin.
Converts it regardless. talking to herself.
Oh, my. Well, she had almost missed it to the right. She tried to go directly at that pin, and it almost hooked away. I've seen several players this week missing that pin to the left.
She needs 3 pins, needs to stay behind the line. And no problem. No buzzards are ringing. All 10. She ends up shooting 211. Vicki sinks in 203. Vicki will sell for a check for $4,000. When we come back, we'll take a look at the rest of our finishers. Don't go away. Mom, I never knew how hard you worked at raising kids until I had 2 of my own. Thanks for letting me live past the age of 5. Happy Mother's Day. And the crowd's going wild here at Maplewood Lanes as Wendy Papanos now takes on Tammy Turner for the championship.
Oh, they're excited about this match. For a minute, I thought we were back in the arena.
And I tell you, look at lane breakdown. 26 seems to be Wendy's favorite.
And she's going to be finishing on that lane. And that was Tammy's choice. But she wants Wendy to finish last. Or Tammy might like lane 25 better.
Very, very high. The trip, the 4 and the 7. Very aggressive shot as Wendy opens up for the strike. Tammy Turner from West Palm Beach, Florida. 25 years old. That's in her 3rd year on the national tour. Was named the 1994 Ebonite Rookie of the Year. And given the name of the Taminator for pin action just like that.
Great opening shot, and this is how she does it. Holds the ball about chest high, tucks that elbow in. Look at how she's opening her stance. 5-step approach. Look at that aggressive shot. She's been working on trying to open up. You see it at the beginning of her stance. She wants to open up all the way through. In other words, turn her body a little bit toward the right, which is where she projects the ball.
And we talk about confidence. This lady is bowling right now with a lot of confidence after winning the Storm doubles last week with her partner, Laura Moriarty. It's really, she's just riding that wave right now, isn't she?
Like we said in the Open, this is the first time she's had this opportunity, and you know, she just couldn't believe it last night. So I think she said she's well ahead of her expectations right now.
We had a quick look at Wendy Papanos' averages from 95 season to the 96 season. Remember, she'd suffered an arm injury in 95, had to take off that whole winter swing, and obviously she's bowling great so far here in 96.
Wendy a little bit high. Remember, she was high in the 10th frame, and she was lucky to trip out that 9 pin. Again, ball in a little bit high. 4-7-10 was up.
She was actually high on the first opening shot of this match. She took that 4 and the 7. A big smile, perfect conversion. I think she shot a lot of these tonight.
Lane's starting to hook a little more also. Remember, Tammy came on during that break, and Tammy received, I believe, 10 practice shots. She could take 5 on each lane or however she wanted to take them, and Wendy didn't get to bowl on the pair again. So there was some bowling on there without her knowing how the lanes began to change.
Tammy not thinking about anything but possibly the next shot. Definitely appeared as if she moved deeper.
Yeah, she tightened up way left, moved her target and feet to the left.
With a 10-pin lead coming up in match number 3. Let's see, big game, 280 to Wendy's 222. That's a tough game to beat. Strong release.
Tammy's really deep. She's almost playing a fade shot, just getting the ball to the right of the 17th board, which would be the pocket, just a hair to the right of that and going straight through the pins.
Former Team USA member. Admires Nadia Comaneci for her courage to leave her family and country to pursue her gymnastics dream in the U.S. And the 6-pin does its job. Tammy is perfect through 4 frames.
And that shot, she did get a little farther right than the others, but still blew the rack out.
Wendy's thinking, okay, what do I do when my opponent opens up with the first 4 strikes? I re-rack. Sounds like a winner. Tammy in her own world right now. It's where she needs to be. She has been off on the sidelines for about an hour and 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we can take a look at the positions by round. All of the players in the top 5 tonight, with the exception of Vicky Steenson, were exempt. And there's that big move from Vicky, boy. Well, 10th to 2nd was the day. Actually, 23rd to 2nd was the day she started the last 2 rounds, right? And she averaged 240. She went from 23rd to 2nd. Never give up. And she leaves a ringing 10-pin.
And which is probably what she was afraid of when she took the re-rack. Occasionally you'll see a pin-off spot. Players on the television show are allowed 2 re-racks per game without approval. After that, they would need the approval of our tournament director, Rick Ramsey.
And you can see Wendy won the McAllen, Texas Border Shootout. Last stop on the winner's swing. Right now, Tammy is doing to Wendy what Wendy did to Cheryl Daniels in our second match of the night. Wendy came out, threw 4 strikes in a row right at Cheryl Daniels. And Cheryl was never able to come back. Trailing by 30 pins as we enter the 5th frame. Here in the championship match of the Omaha Lancers Open. Again, we want to thank John Battiato and Jeannie Blitz, the co-owners here at Maplewood Lanes, for hosting a wonderful event. That ball high again. It's a 6-pin this time.
And she's really coming high, especially the left lane. She's been coming high, and when she lets it right, we see her leave a bucket. You know, we looked at that exempt field. 4 of those players being exempt. The top 12 do not have to qualify, but they used that time very nicely. This week they went and visited several area schools and talked to the students about being a professional athlete. It was a nice visit, and they enjoyed it. Also, the LPBT Players Association on Pro-Am Day helped to raise $400 for the Big Brothers Big Sisters program out here.
A lot of community service going on by the ladies on the Pro Bowlers Tour.
Who is this man?
The FBI is withholding the identity of the assassin who fled captivity last night in a daring escape.
America's Most Wanted.
Streaming free all month long, only on Zumo Play.
Boy, I'm not going to jinx her. Can't say it.
Nah, Tammy credits a lot of people for help with their bowling. She said, of course, Carolyn and Kathy Dorn are always helping her. She also says Del Ballard and Pat Henry help her quite a bit.
That's right. Mention of Kathy and Carolyn Dorn bowled together from West Texas State. Before opponent jumps up. And you see she actually crosses her arm over.
And she knows she pulled that ball left to target. Was just hoping it would fade enough. She's going to change balls. She's going to try to throw this. She's going to go straight at it. Try to hit the left side of the 4-pin. Slide the 4 over into the 9. She may actually try to hook this a little bit. No, she went straight.
Conversion, and with that conversion, we are going to commercial, and with a very special wish from our tournament leader.
Hi, Mom. I didn't get you anything for Mother's Day, but maybe I'll win the tournament for you. I miss you and wish you were here. Happy Mother's Day.
An opening.
Look at this. After starting with 5 strikes in a row, she comes a little high, 4-9, throws the ball straight at this. She's going to just touch it. Beautiful.
Yes. Keep that lead. Wendy Papanos right now trailing by 39 pins as she's up in the 6th frame. Trying to fight her way back into this match. Never say die. 6-time national champion. Wendy's been out on tour for 10 years. Currently ranked 2nd in earnings. As we take a look at the scoreboard. Can go to the wall for 249.
Wendy's coach is Sam Baca, but she says she hasn't really worked with him in about 5 months because, you know, taking off. When she's home, she's taking off to try to save her arm right now.
And she is fighting back. And, of course, Sam, living out in the San Diego, California area, would also mean a trip west for Wendy, as she now resides in Henderson, Nevada. An extra deep breath. You notice Tammy Turner exhales. Big, wide span there. Really spreads her index finger.
That helps get a little more rotation on the ball.
And that helps the 6-pin slap the 10. Big smile.
Tammy had a great match play record. 22, 8, and 2.
Ooh, 22 wins. She did lead the field by about 200 pins, didn't she? In the stat sheet that I looked at one point. 29-pin lead for Tammy Turner right now. Can increase it to 39. Possibility of shooting a 278 game.
There's 180 pins, right? Just about 200.
Ringington.
And that was a nice shot. After leaving the 4-9 on that lane, she made sure that ball got to the right. Again, going to change balls and go straight at this. This is something she's worked on. She really has learned to flatten the ball out.
Tammy, also another product of the junior bowling program. Started bowling at the age of 9 in a junior bowling league. Named the 1992 Bowling Writers Association Amateur Bowler of the Year.
Wendy's taking a re-rack on lane 26 again. And go ahead and get involved with our Adopt a Pro program. It's Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour Players Association. For more information, call 817-529-6272, or you can write to P.O. Box 34, Byers, Texas 76357.
And with that, you get, I know, an 8x10 photo and photo button and a few other things.
Right, a headshot photo button and an 8x10 action photo. You get a biography of the player, and it's a lot of personalized information, a membership card. It's a real nice program.
Learning out of a fan club, basically. Meanwhile, Wendy gives a little raised eyebrow, a little look at the sky, carries a light hit, has 3 in a row, trails by 19. Again, she can go to 249. She would force Tammy Turner to throw a double. Wow. Great match. Wendy with career earnings of over $460,000.
Oh. And again, that left lane, ball hooks on her. Tragedy.
And that will probably come close to wrapping it up there 4, 6, 7, 10. Oh, boy, the big 4 popping up right in the 9th frame.
Oh, my.
And what else was she really going to do?
Right. Well, she had to, at this point, needed to try to somehow pick it up, but that is a nearly impossible spare to pick up unless you get lucky and bounce a pin out.
Right now, Tammy Turner basically just needs a few pins. And she leads by 51 pins going in the 9th and 10th frame. Well, this lady has just won 2 titles in a row. Won the Storm doubles last week with partner Laura Moriarty. Turns around and wins the Omaha Lancers Open.
Who would have thought 1 frame ago that she didn't even need to show up for the 10th frame? I mean, it was such a close match.
That's right. Wendy Papanos will settle for 2nd place and a check for $6,000. Who cares now? It's just a 10-10. Tammy looking over the scoreboard, I guess, to make sure she won.
Great performance by Wendy.
Really, Wendy, games of 233, 211, and she goes off 207. Really came fighting back. When the pressure was on, she performed.
You can read her lips. She's saying, I don't believe it, I don't believe it.
Well, there she is, the champion of the 1996 Omaha Lancers Open. Destined someday to be Bowler of the Year. Matter of fact, some people talk about her not only being Rookie of the Year in 1994, but also named Bowler of the Year in the same year. We'll be back to talk with our champion. Stay with us. She defeated Wendy Papanos 238 to 197 in the final match, and we have a wonderful presentation from John Badiato and Jeannie Bielitz, the niece of the other Jeannie Bielitz, to present the trophy.
Thank you very much. Tammy, it's a great honor to have you as part of our family here, our 3rd winner, and we'd like to present you with this lovely crystal bowl here.
Congratulations, Tammy. Great bowl.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
And also, Tammy, to go with that crystal bowl, Ted Bear, with a check for $11,000. Ted is the president of the Omaha Lancers. Ted?
Congratulations. Congratulations, Tammy. Nice shooting.
Thank you very much.
Tammy, did you ever think you could make it 2 weeks in a row, 2 wins?
No, no. Boy, what a shock. I just wanted to bowl my best this week, and I was still on a high from last week. But before I say anything else, I was wondering if I can get my partner from last week, Laura Moriarty, to come up and give a Mother's Day wish.
Well, we know she helped you win that title last week, so come on up, Laura. We have a lot of special Mother's Day wishes here tonight. Laura, I know you have a special one for your mom.
I want to wish my mother, Annette, a happy Mother's Day, and I'll see you in a week, and I'm going to take you to Vegas when I get home.
Well, that sounds like a good offer. Take her to Vegas. Jan, you have a question for Tammy?
Tammy, are you thinking Bowler of the Year yet?
Yeah, I told you that before we bowled tonight. If I was lucky enough to win, that would definitely be on the first thing on my mind. But I'm just going to take it as it comes. I mean, I'm not going to get too stressed out about it.
All right, well, thank you. For Jan Schmidt, for Leila Wagner. So long, everyone. Look for us as we move to Buffalo next week for the WIBC Queens Tournament.
My name is James Jackson Dial. I was trained in target elimination. Want to be chaotic real quick?
Go, go, go.
Now streaming on the Free Movies page, only on Zumo Play.
Who is this man?
The FBI is withholding the identity of the assassin who fled captivity last night in a daring escape.
America's Most Wanted.
Streaming free all month long, only on Zumo Play.
My name is James Jackson Dial. I was trained in target elimination. Want to be chaotic real quick?
Go, go, go.
Now streaming on the Free Movies page, only on Zumo Play.
Who is this man?
The FBI is withholding the identity of the assassin who fled captivity last night in a daring escape.
America's Most Wanted.
Streaming free all month long, only on Zumo Play.
We have a fun video coming at you today. We are going to list our top 5 best looking bowling balls that were released in 2024. Now, there is going to be zero mention of reaction of the bowling ball or what it does down lane in this video. This is going to be purely based on visuals of the bowling ball. Colors, how the swirls are, how the pores are. We're going to exclude any scents because Storm has a strong advantage here because other companies don't really do it. So we're going to be talking about the best looking bowling balls of the year. And when you want to buy a ball, you don't want to buy anything ugly if it's your only one ball that you buy a year or only singular purchase every couple years. You want to get something that still looks good. You want it to look good. You want it to roll good. And this list is going to show you what I think are 5 of the best looking bowling balls out of the 88 total bowling balls that have been released so far in 2024. Starting off with number 5, we have a newer release with the Brunswick Ivory Rhino Pro. The Ivory Rhino Pro is a sleek all-white design, a really pearlized design to really showcase what the worst color of a bowling ball can sometimes be. Shout out Quantum Bias from many years ago, because white bowling balls just get dirty so quick, but when they're clean, they are gorgeous when shiny. This Ivory Rhino has some nice silver in it. It has that bright white. It has really good swirls to it. And it just overall looks gorgeous. Even when going down the lane, it just looks really, really cool. Ronald Hickland has a video where he's throwing this ball, and it looks very, very cool going down the lane because they have some interesting lighting over at CTD for this. So go check that out if you haven't. But this Ivory Rhino comes in at number 5. If you're someone who likes white bowling balls, you need to get this thing. Coming in at number 4 is going to be a pink and purple ball with the Optimum Idol Pearl. Now, we had a lot of pink and purple balls coming out this year. We had things like the Radical No Doubt. We had things like the Hyper Venom. We had a lot of pink and purple balls, but I think this Optimum Idol looks the best, being just that bright, shiny pearl cover stock on it. We have those swirls of the pink and purple. A lot of them aren't very blotchy. Storm doesn't usually make a lot of weird blotches on their pores, which is great. Blotches don't look great. But this one really has that bright pink and purple that really flow well together. And the purple is very unique. It's more like that Optimum Idol solid purple, but it also has the pink and the magenta-ish of the original Rotogrip Idol. So there's a little bit of callback to the older idols of the past, but this one still just looks gorgeous, especially when going down a lane. If you have a lot of axis rotation, it can look really cool when it's kind of spinning completely sideways. Just see all those colors. Amazingly good looking bowling ball. All right, this one is gonna be controversial. This one's gonna be a love or hate look. I personally love it. It is the Motive Evoke. This thing was dubbed as the beach ball when it was first announced and first released because it has that bright green, blue, and pink to it. It is just splotches of a lot of just bright colors put together, and I think it looks really good. I like the brighter bowling balls. I think it looks good on a shelf. I think the pink they chose is great. Those matte colors of the lime green, the pink, and the blue look really cool together. I don't know about beach ball, but it does look just bright. It's like if you gave a 5-year-old a couple cans of paint and said, all right, which are your favorite colors? That's what they would pick, and that's why I love them. I really just, the bright colors just are fantastic. Looks really cool going down a lane. The colorways I've seen from all the evokes that we've either drilled or I've seen other people throw have looked really cool. They mainly primarily have that bright green, which is a color that we don't use that often for bowling balls. I don't really know why. I don't know the specifics of bowling ball color choices or pours or things like that, but the bright green looks really good and it's very unique also. So that's why this one comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is the Brunswick Beyond Infinity. Now, when the Beyond Infinity was first announced, this was the first thing I mentioned, is this has the best shelf appeal of almost any Brunswick ball of this year. And I will stand by that statement that this thing is just absolutely beautiful when on a shelf. If you gave me the choice of this ball and almost any other ball in the market, this one's always going to catch my eye. It has those aqua blues to it. It has that clean kind of royalish blue to it. It has some nice silver outline to everything. It is just so pretty to look at, and I am a sucker for any of the blue and the aqua and the light green colored bowling balls, and as you can maybe see on this list, very subjective list by the way, this Beyond Infinity has to take the cake for that. Just having that, being a pearl, always being shiny makes it look that little bit better, because shiny bowling balls look better than dull bowling balls just in general, and they sell better when on a shelf, fun fact. This one is just gorgeous though. It has that nice orange to it. It has the Buzz Lightyear reference, which I don't know if they purposely did. I'd assume someone in sales knew that was coming, but there's a lot of Buzz Lightyear references and thumbnails going around when this ball came out. All of it just culminates to this absolutely gorgeous bowling ball. And finally, in the number 1 slot is the Motive Sub-Zero Forge. And I mentioned it also when this one first came out. This thing is beautiful. This thing has, again, all the blues with the white to it. Now, I had to limit myself on this list from picking all blue and white bowling balls, because that's what I think look the best. But I did put the 2 at number 1 and 2 because I think these are just absolutely beautiful. There were so many people in comments on TikTok or YouTube or even Instagram that popped in when I was posting stuff about the Sub-Zero saying, I want this ball solely for how it looks, and also the Mortal Kombat references. There was a few of those, but more people said for how it looks. They thought it looked just beautiful. This is where Motive really excels. They pick those wacky colorways, like I mentioned with the Evoke. They had the Hyper Venom. They had like the Raptor Rush, which is all gold. They've had a lot of really cool designs and colorways to bowling balls, and this Sub-Zero Forge really does it. There are people that are buying this just for the look, which is really cool to see, because it is just looks that good, and it looks even better in person. The picture looks great, don't get me wrong, but I think in person this ball looks that much better. I don't know what it is when Motive takes their pictures. They just look a little brighter when you get them out of the box compared to when you see them on the website. So that is why the Sub-Zero Forge is number 1. Now, when making this list, I had about 20 bowling balls marked that could have been on our top 5. So I want you guys to let me know what you would put in your top 5 best looking bowling balls of 2024. There's a ton of great options. Some examples I had on my list. We had the Ion Max. We had the Origin. We had the original Theorem and the Theorem Pearl. We had the Road Warrior. We had the Primal Rage. We had the Deviate Mantra. We had a lot of just gorgeous bowling balls this year that looked great on shelves, because like I mentioned, fun fact, in a pro shop, the shinier and the better looking and the better colored bowling balls will sell better to the average person compared to just the all black or all dark blue bowling balls like an IQ Tour or things like that. Also, purple doesn't sell that well. I don't know why that is. That's just how it is, though. But the shinier bowling balls will generally sell better, and the better looking bowling balls are the cooler looking bowling balls. Because if you're buying a ball, like I mentioned earlier, you want it to look good. You don't want to throw something that you think looks ugly. That just doesn't feel the best in your head. But this is what I have for my top 5. Let me know down below what you would put. Otherwise, make sure to drop a subscription. Helps me out a ton, helps me get more of these videos out. And maybe I can actually get some videos for a lot of these bowling balls that I put on these lists in the near future. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and see you later.
in Indianapolis, Team USA! From the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada, it's the Silver Legacy Open Division Grand Championship of the Brunswick World Team Challenge. And welcome inside the National Bowling Stadium. 78 lanes in this fabulous bowling facility. And hello again, everybody. I'm Mike Jakubowski, along with Hall of Famer Earl Anthony. And Earl, the excitement mounts. We've been bowling this tournament since way back in September.
That's a long time to bowl, Mike. Almost a full year. And we are very fortunate to be in a venue like this. It's an outstanding place to bowl. I've done it myself here. And I'll tell you what, everything in this building is A1 for the bowlers.
And after a grueling qualifying schedule, on top of the heap, our #1 qualifier is Team USA.
And we talk about grueling. That's basically what they did, was grind away. They ground away and just stayed in that top position throughout after the qualifying rounds were over. And they are going to be the team to beat. They're well coached by Palmer Fahlgren, so look for this team to be tough.
But first, our semifinal match, our #2 qualifier, Turbo 2-1.
Turbo 2-1 led that qualifying round that I spoke of, and by leading that, they built up a substantial amount of pinfall and basically held on through the match play. They struggled a little bit there, but they're still up there in that #2 position.
And facing them is one fired-up team. That's Asher's Embroidery.
No question, Mike. This is, talk about emotion. This is it. This is where emotion comes from. Guys like Timmy Mack. This guy's going to be all over the place. This team is really ready to go. They qualify for that #3 position in the 10th frame of the last match of Baker System.
It's Baker Team Bowling coming up in the Brunswick World Team Challenge Open Division Grand Championships. And welcome back to the National Bowling Stadium. Mike Jakubowski and Earl Anthony as we shoe it up in the semifinal match of the Open Division of the Silver Legacy Brunswick World Team Challenge Grand Championships. And Steve Fair opens for Turbo 2-1. Nothing like experience on the top.
Well, this Turbo 2-1 team, as you see, a great start by Steve Fair. This Turbo 2-1 team is, man for man, probably the best team in the field. There's no question in my mind that if you just matched them up player for player, they could compete with anybody. The thing is, the question is, and what this is all about, is we see Billy Myers Jr. get ready to start for Asher's Embroidery. The thing is, what it's all about, Mike, is it's teamwork. Who can work together the best? And I tell you what, this team right here, Asher Embroidery, has really put on a show this week.
Myers from the left side, solid at strike apiece. And the Contour Power Grip starting lineup brought to you by the pioneers in the finger grip industry for Turbo 2-1. Fair, Hannes, Hoffman, Mika Koivu-Niemi, and Pat Healy at anchor. And here's Ted Hannes.
Ted, a very deliberate player, a very unique approach, and we'll get into that later. But starts out and leaves a tough spare, the 2-5. Not an easy opening shot for Ted Hannes here. And the ideal way to play this shot would be down the left side of the lane, let the ball cover both pins. You don't want to hook it away, and it's been very tricky. The middle of the lane has been dry, basically. It's a difficult lane condition. The players have struggled with spares on the left side for that reason. The ball wants to hook away or skid by, so let's watch Ted.
And a chop early.
You can see by his release, even though it wasn't easy to see, but what Ted here, what he's trying to do, now watch his hand. You see it's on the side of the ball. He's going to try to throw it very straight, no hook, but the ball gets just enough on the back, that dry part of the lane in the middle, to hook just enough to chop the 2 off the 5.
And now Mike Devaney for Ashers in the second. And a double for Ashers. And it won't take much to get this team fired up.
Oh, that's for sure, especially watching him as we look at the lineups here for Asher Embroidery.
It's Billy Myers, Mike Devaney, Billy Rowe, Tim Mack, and Robert Smith. More pros use Contour Power Grips. You should too.
This team that Billy Myers and Billy Rowe and Devaney and Mack and Smith, all of them like to hook the ball, so we're going to have some fun watching that.
Bill Hoffman for Turbo, third frame. Kicks out the 10. Billy Rowe now for Ashers on a double here in the third. And if anyone should reach 240 in a game or 450 or better in a series, $500 brought to us by the High Roller Tournament Series, the High Roller High Score Bonus.
Another really fine player here from Canada, maybe the best bowler ever to come out of Canada, Billy Rowe. Oh, and a great shot, Mike, the solid 10. And you won't see these guys missing many spares on the right-hand side of the lane. They might miss a few on the left, but again, because the middle of the lane is so dry, but by standing well to the left here for this spare and using most of the lane, he'll skid it across the lane into the spare, and it shouldn't have any problem making the 10.
Here's what we're playing for here at the Grand Championships. $25,000 to first, 15 and 10 for second and third, a total prize fund of $135,000. Asher's Embroidery with a 21-pin lead here in the first of 2 games in the Baker system. If you've never seen Baker system bowling, 5 players on 1 team combined for 1 score. Mika Koivuniemi will bowl the 4th and 9th frames for Turbo. And a washout.
Well, that one just didn't come off his hand very well. He kind of hung up in that ball a little bit in the thumb hole, and because of that, he didn't get very good rotation. And without getting good rotation, the ball just skidded. He never really gripped the lane. Here's a look at it again. Watch the ball. It's still on his hand, still on his hand. Now it comes off fingers and thumb at the same time. That's why he didn't get the rotation he expected. And now a difficult spare, the washout. Left side of the head pin using his spare ball here.
And Koivuniemi on the pickup.
Another look at that shot, and you can see that he actually got out of this ball a lot better than he did his strike ball, Mike, and he got the head pin over there off the wall. That ball speed will get it out of the channel like that. A little slower, and the pin never would have came back out of the channel. Great shot.
And now our first look at Elwood Blues' other brother of cartwheel fame, Timmy Mack in the 4th.
Timmy not taking any time at all and getting up there, hurrying the shot a little bit. And Timmy usually is a much more deliberate player than that, but he has problems with his hands perspiring, so he wants to get up there very quickly, get the ball, get his hand on the ball, and throw it down the lane before he feels he's uncomfortable with the grip. You see him going after his spare ball, and this another hard-shelled, smooth surface ball that he can just skid across the lane. A lot of ball speed here. He'll really throw it hard. It actually even says spare on it, Mike.
Spare it is for Mack. Now here's one of the top amateur players in the world, Pat Healy for Turbo in the anchor position, only 28 years old.
Well, if he's not the best amateur bowler in the world, he's certainly in the top 5. That's my opinion anyway. I think I've watched Pat Healy bowl for several years, and I'm really impressed with his game. He does everything right.
Steady head, a bit outside.
That one just got away. He trusted it too much, and there is an out of bounds out there. If you get it too far to the right from the angle he's starting the ball, it will not come back. Here's a great camera angle. You can see he's playing between the 3rd and 4th arrow. He just got it to the right too soon. He has to get the ball projected more down the lane before it gets that wide, and then it'd get back. He's got, in other words, get it past the end of the oil pattern, which is out about 35 feet. Another tough spare, the 1-2-4, and he wants to get all 3 of them with the ball if he can.
Oh, and missing on the other side is Healy. Second open frame for Turbo here in the first 5.
Well, it never fails. You tell everybody how good a guy is, and he goes right up there and makes a mistake. But that's a very rare mistake for Pat Healy. We'll see some good shots out of him before this is over.
Oh, and those spares are so important here in the Baker system. And now Robert Smith for Ashers.
He doesn't leave anything in the bag. Watch this, folks.
That's angle and a strike for the former United States amateur champion. Back with the more of our semifinal match from the National Bowling Stadium. Sixth frame at the National Bowling Stadium. Brunswick World Team Challenge Grand Championships, and Steve Fair. Second opportunity, struck back in the first. And got that one, McCokes, and over as goes the 10.
What we have here basically is a synthetic surface, synthetic pin decks, and synthetic approaches. So what the players are doing, because of the oil pattern that the ABC has directed the lane man here to put on the lanes, is that they either play a down and in shot in what they call the edge of the out of bounds area out around the 12 board, or they go inside deep and hook it a lot. Now Billy Myers, because there's very little play on his side, his shot is different than the right-hander, so he'll be able to go kind of a down and in, and Billy can turn it up pretty good anyway and hook it a lot if he needs to. But that one, he just gave it a little too much ball speed. It just couldn't make the turn for him. Another tough spare.
High games during qualifying. Regular team bowling, Turbo 2-1, 11:48. Asher's not 4 behind at 11:44, and he gave it a run on 3-6-7, came up empty.
No question. Now the other angle you can play on this type of a shot is you can play the extreme inside, like Robert Smith, Timmy Mack, the way they're playing them. They're getting there. You see another look at that. He just that's the reason they put paint on him, so you can get that close and still not knock him down. And the look on Billy Myers' face is a little consternation, but he'll be back and make another good shot.
Asher's embroidery up by 17. Ted Hannes, 7th frame, chance to extend that lead to 27.
Well, tit for tat there. The lefty left the 3-6-7. He leaves the 2-4-10. So Ted Hannes throws the ball extremely hard on these spares. He's got a good chance to make this as we look at some of the high games this week.
And this in normal regular team bowling. Chad Murphy 280, and Gary Darashevsky chipping in. Timu Ratkainen 767 from Team Finland.
You're pretty good with those names, Mike. I'm impressed. Very quickly, let me give you an idea, folks, of what the format was this week. It was a really grinder, a long, tough format for the players, and in talking to them, they say it was the toughest tournament they've ever bowled in as far as endurance was concerned. In fact, the second day was a 13-hour grind. That's a long time to be on the lanes. But anyway, what they did, they had 6 regular team games, as we normally do. Then they went into match play, basically, and all 30 teams bowled each other a 2-game Baker system match. Then we cut to the top 8 teams who went into match play again and bowled another 16 games or 8 matches of Baker system match play. And now you see the 3 teams who qualified for the telecast here this afternoon.
And that 245 from Hoffmeister is a record in 6 games of World Team Challenge qualifying. Splitsville all of a sudden, and we've got a bunch of opens.
They're so close, and again, the spares are really tough, even though these are difficult spares to make to begin with. But anything across the lane is going to be tough. When they go to the right-handers, they'll make them most of the spares. When they go to the left, they're going to really struggle.
Eighth frame turbo down by 20. Bill Hoffman struck back in the third. Crossing and a mess.
That's a good description. The 1-3-9, and this is going to really be a difficult spare because, again, the middle of the lane is where he wants to play this, and it's going to hook on him. You see he's picked up his spare ball to try to cut down on the hook. The danger here is the ball might deflect and leave the 9. So we'll see how he plays it.
And a nice cover from Bill Hoffman.
Outstanding. If you're wondering why Asher's Embroidery doesn't have Barry Asher out there bowling, who did bowl on the team that won the qualifier to get here, Barry joined the PBA again now that he's turned 50, and he's decided to bowl on the PBA Senior Tour, and you're only allowed 2 professionals on a team. He would have been the 3rd, so he declared himself ineligible and decided that the team could do just fine without him, and he's out there bowling with the old guys, like me.
Might have run up against Barry out there.
Oh yeah, he's tough. He's a great player. This is kind of strange because the guys have completely lost any kind of a good ball reaction. All of a sudden, these guys are great shot makers. These are some of the best bowlers in the world, whether they be amateur or professional. And now all of a sudden they can't hit the right side of the headpin. What's going on here? Well, the oil's moving. And as the oil moves, they're getting a different ball reaction. And the guys sitting on the bench are studying what's happening very closely so that when they get up, they can hopefully make the right adjustment. Both pins with the ball. He wants to hit the right side of this 3-pin here and let the ball take out the 9.
And Asher's maintains a 20-pin lead with that spare. As we move to the 9th frame, first of 2 games here in the Baker system, the winner to take on Team USA to claim the title of World Match Play Team Champions. Here's Mika Kay in the 9th. Oh my, strange hit.
Just an awful lot of power in that ball when it hit the pins, and they just jumped up in the air and went everywhere but where he wanted them to go. Watch what happens is the pin hits the sideboard and goes up and around the 7. Watch the pins go to the left here. Well, you can't see quite from that angle, but everything went on both sides of it, and just for Mr. Koivu Niemi, not a good break.
On the spare is Mika.
When they started out, Mike, I thought we were going to have a really high-scoring match here. All of a sudden, everything's going the other way, and Asher's Embroidery, just by trying to fill frames, is starting to build a pretty good lead here. Watch the arm swing on this young guy. Now, he's a big, strong guy, former linebacker for Penn State University. Look at how high this goes, how strong he is, and how much he gets on that ball. I'll tell you what, he leaves nothing behind. Jimmy Mack. A lot different than the way his father bowled. I used to bowl with his father, Jimmy Mack. Jimmy bowled like me, just kind of let it fall off his hand and hope they fell down. But Jimmy knocks him down. He doesn't wait for anything to happen. He's very aggressive. Good spare shooter. He'll throw this about Mach 2, somewhere in that neighborhood. It might hit the lane, it might not.
On top of the 4-pin as we move to the 10th frame here in the first game of 2 in the Baker system. We will switch lanes. Total pins will determine our winner here in the semifinal match of the Silver Legacy Brunswick World Team Challenge Grand Championships. Healy opened back in the 5th.
And remember, he missed the head pin to the right. And let's see if he makes any kind of a move here and what happens when he does. Remember, the middle of the lane hooks. He has to be careful. Now that's much better entry angle. He got that ball exactly where he wanted it. He moved, got the ball to project it farther down the lane before it got out to the right of the head pin, and this is a much better reaction. You can see he's still playing between 3rd and 4th arrow where he was before, but you see the ball never got to the right as soon as it did last time, so that he gets a better ball reaction after it cleared the oil pattern at about 35 feet. Pat Healy, about as good a spare shooter as you can be. Very seldom misses a spare. He missed the one in the first frame, but that was very unusual. Missed another one.
Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
Buck 47 opening game for Turbo, opening the door wide open for Ashers.
Well, they're in shock over there. I'll tell you what, that team is completely in shock. They never thought they'd get 2 opens out of Pat Healy in that game. I'll guarantee that.
Hanna's and Healy failing to convert any marks in that game. Now Robert Smith, the 10th for Ashers. Man in motion, takes the 10.
That man wasn't in motion. It was airborne. I'll tell you what.
That's power.
Whoa, boy. I'll tell you what. That was incredible. Watch the head pin, folks. Just keep your eye on the pin in the front. Watch what it does here. Zip bang to the wall all the way back across the lane and knocks out the 10. Now that's just not fair. I tell you, playing around the 25 board, getting it out to about the 7 or 8 board, just not fair. I mean, you know, you're not supposed to be able to do that. That's supposed to be a solid 10, isn't it? And a normal human being, you know.
Former national amateur champion Robert Smith can fill it up for 189, coming up high. Going to be in the neighborhood of 20+ pins. And we'll be back with game 2 of this semifinal match from the National Bowling Stadium. Ashers Embroidery 178-147 in game 1 of this 2-game Baker semifinal match. Now moving to the left lane is Bill Myers Jr. striking an open in game 1.
Former PBA Rookie of the Year just a few years ago. Very talented young player, great arm swing, good balance at the foul line. The key things to making good shots. Just getting an overreaction. You can see by Bill's reaction, his look on his face, is that he thought he made a pretty good shot there. The ball just really jumped on the back, and he's doing a lot of talking to himself right now. And folks, let me tell you, this is a tough spare for him. He's going to really have to throw it hard and try to keep the ball from snapping on the back, or he could chop it. Oh boy, just did get it, I'll tell you. Here's a look at it right over the 15 board. You can see the rotation of the ball going left to right. That means once it grips the lane right there, it's going to hook, and that's exactly what happened. Boom, right through the middle of the head pin. It just went a little earlier than he expected. Great camera angle there. Nice work, guys.
Steve Fair, only player to strike twice for Turbo. Make it 3 for the ABC Hall of Famer.
Steve Fair,
94 Bud Light Masters champion.
That's right. Steve Fair has kind of a unique release. He likes to get the thumb down early, and by so doing, he can spin the ball a little bit and keep it on line longer than most players can that roll it. So that's why he can play that outside angle and still go straight.
Mike Devaney bowls professionally, 23 years old. A little bit light, 2-8.
Again, a tough spare. Anything on the left, remember, is going to be tough for the players because the ball's going to want to jump on him. It's going to want to hook real hard on the back end. Has to be careful. He does want to get both pins with the ball. And it'll be interesting to see if he tries to throw the big hook or just throw it hard and straight. He likes to hook it.
Clips them both. Pair of spares for Ashers here in game 2. Maintaining that 30-plus pin lead. Although with a strike up, Turbo can chip into that lead. Here's Ted Hanna's looking for his first mark.
Don't try to copy this footwork, people. You could get hurt. Now, let's take a look at Ted's footwork here, if we can get the right camera angle. But Teddy goes to the foul line from north to south and back to east to west, and a little bit of everything else involved here. Runs over to the left, comes back to the right, and here she goes.
And a strike and a double.
Well, he's a great player, and he's won several PBA Tour events. He doesn't do it out there anymore. Here's another look at that shot. You can see he gets a lot of side rotation on the ball, a lot of turn. That helps him skid it a long ways, and then it picks up the roll in the last 10 feet, 10 in the pit.
That double cuts Asher's lead to 19 pins here in the third frame. Bill Rowe working on a spare. Crosses over, catches the 5-pin.
Look at the look on Billy's face. He can't believe they fell down.
We'll be back with more of this semifinal match here at the National Bowling Stadium right after this. And while we were away, Mika Kay with a strike in the fourth, and Tim Mack with a double to extend the lead to 46. And now Robert Smith with a chance to go 3 in a row, make it a 56-pin lead.